Peace. What's the word, everybody? Give everybody a chance to tap in with the kid before I start building on the subject matter for the day. I got about a smooth 30 minutes to build and get everything off my chest revolving around this subject matter. And I'm going to keep it simple on this one, man. I'm not going to go too deep off in the trenches on this subject matter because, again, as I mentioned in the video, I really feel like Travis Scott garbage, man. I mean, I can't make it through an entire verse from Travis Scott, man. So I'm not going to spend much time on this particular subject matter. I just want to build on what y'all already know goes on in the music industry. Nothing is new under the sun. So I just want to build on that particular aspect of it when it comes to rituals and sacrifices and things along those lines, man. Things that I know go on in that particular industry. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not you believe it or not is one thing. But we know that this type of stuff goes on. Like I said, I'm not into the spooky nonsense dealing with religion, but that don't stop other people from subscribing to these things, these ideas, these ideals, and practices and things like that. But Jeremiah, peace. Appreciate that donation, my brother. Peace. Magic Realms clocks in. Peace. What's happening? Dominique, peace. What's the word? Awaken the Hebrews, peace. What's happening, fam? Kyle, peace. What's the word? Sweet Tea, peace. What's happening? Airview, peace. What's the word? Y'all know I don't hold no punches, man. If I think some people garbage, I think some people garbage. I don't like a lot of people, man, as far as their music goes. So let alone am I about to go out here, go crazy for them and end up losing my life for things along those lines. But I understand that it's groups of people that like the individual. But, you know what I'm saying, Travis Scott is not my speed. But one thing we do know is that a lot of times they like to attribute this type of stuff to music involving black people. And I had to kill that instantly. When you start talking about music that has this type of energy behind it, let's get into the white music. Let's get into their heavy metal. Let's get into that, man. Let's get into the mosh pits, the things that they have been notorious for doing at the white concerts. So we're not about to associate this with the black culture all of a sudden. This type of stuff, what everybody was describing was going on at this particular concert is nothing new in the white realm. White concerts, if you watched white heavy metal bands perform live, this is what they are on a lot of times. And this is an actual fact. The whole energy they say surrounding the concert at the time, or the whole energy that was manifested once Travis Scott hit the stage, I'm telling y'all, this is old school. This is old news. And people, when I was watching a few interviews and when people was breaking down what was happening, I'm like, man, this is the type of stuff we was telling y'all go on 10, 20 years ago. And that they've been telling people go on long before I even was mentioning it. And when people was talking about the Illuminati and breaking down music videos and things along those lines, this is what they do in that industry. Everything that they do in that industry is a ritual. You know what I'm saying? Everything they do, whether or not people die or not, you know what I'm saying? It is all a ritual. When they have concerts, it's all a ritual. You can utilize music for good. You can utilize music for bad. They definitely, most of the time, use music as a tool. They utilize music as a tool to hypnotize the people, to put them in a trance. That's what they utilize music for a lot of times. So that's why you can go to these particular functions and you can hear people start talking like as if people were in trance-like states, people were not themselves, and a bunch of weird stuff was happening. Because all of these concerts, all of these festivals, these performances, it's all rituals. We got to start understanding how powerful music is. Music is very powerful. Music has the power to influence you, to take over your body, to cause you to do some things that you like, man, wait a minute. Why am I, again, you'll find yourself dancing to some music that's degrading you. And it's almost like you can't control it because the beat, the rhythm. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. A song that captivated your heart and your mind so heavy that you dance into it. Oh, wow, this is the most disrespectful song. It's the power in the music. It's the power in the music. When you walking around the crib and you reciting lyrics to a song that's garbage, but it's stuck in your head, it's the power of music. You didn't even like the hook, but it was so catchy in the way that they mixed it with the beat. They got you, they hooked you, and now you just reciting that hook, and you don't even know why you're doing it. You may have heard the song 2 or 3 times. It's the power of the music. We got to stop sleeping on the power of the music, and we continue to do this. Kevin, appreciate that donation, my brother. Miss Donnie, peace. What's happening? Prodigal son, what's the word? I am legend for sure. You already know. Clocks in, man. Hey, I didn't listen, and I break it down to people too. I'm already hip to a lot of this because I'm a fan of horrorcore rap. You know what I'm saying? So like Brother Lynch Hung and people along Gangster Nip, people along those lines. Asham. I used to be a big fan of horrorcore rap. So the things that people were talking about in this particular situation, I've seen it all before. I've seen it all before. This is what they do in that industry, though. It's not surprising, but I'm not about to allow them to make it seem like this is black culture. This is something that is associated with the black culture. Emphatically, no. Again, look into the heavy metal. Look at these heavy metal rock bands, these heavy metal white rock bands, and look how they was performing. And then I'm going to also give y'all another Jew to think about in regards to this particular situation. Lindell, peace. What's the word? Yeah, Magic Realms that we already know. You know what I'm saying? We know how we define hell as a condition of the mind. Kurt, peace. What's happening? Tamika, I don't know if I said peace to you, but peace again anywhere if I just did. Awaken the Hebrews for sure. And let me give another Jew. We already know the climate of today's situation, of today's time. So they talking about things like a metaverse. They didn't gave us a virus, and they like social distancing. Everybody knows about police states. I'm going to associate something like this happening with those things that I mentioned. So you get people together at a festival. This breaks out. Here we go. We start talking about the metaverse. We trying to keep people at home. We trying to prevent people from coming out. So in order for us to be justified in doing so, we have to have situations like this pop off that make it look like it's dangerous for you to be out. So when they create a situation to where it looks as if it's dangerous for us to continue to come out, then now you go. Now there you go. They can enforce their police state. They can expedite the metaverse that they talking about. So this goes along with that particular agenda. And it may be some other things that pop off that make it appear as if outside is not a safe place to be. This is one of those situations. This is one of those situations. Black social media peace. What's happening? What's the word? But that's literally part of that agenda. Enforcing the police state, getting the metaverse ready, getting everybody comfortable with not going out, not wanting to go out. This is how you do it. We already got hit with the virus, and that's got people like, man, I don't even want to go anyplace. I don't want to go anywhere, man. I don't want to be around people. I want to be around people. It's not safe. Then when they give you a jab and then kind of allow you to go out, then guess what? We're gonna make it appear as if the population went mad out here. They went mad. Don't go anywhere. So that's inspiring and encouraging that as well. So that's a part of this agenda in my eyes, to kind of expedite that whole entire process, to again make outside appear as if it's not necessarily safe. So this is one of those things. I would not be surprised if we have a couple more instances where this happens, where we get large groups of people and things go crazy, things turn left, whether it's a mass outbreak of this virus again, or something such as what happened with the Travis Scott situation and the festival. Then I also watched some of his, I guess, apology video, whatever you want to call that video that this dude did. And again, that video was pretty much trash. He wasn't sincere about that apology. I mean, if you have elementary like knowledge on how to just read energy, you will understand that that energy was kind of trash and fake and fabricated and whatnot. But you got to understand, Travis Scott is not of himself, his true self. He is a puppet. He is a pawn. And they are utilizing the puppet and the pawn to fulfill their agenda, to carry out their mission. So Travis Scott is not himself, whatever his government name is. I don't know if his government name is actually Travis Scott, but whoever he truly is, he's not that person because they got a hold of him. The industry got a hold of him. So he is theirs. He is their property. He is their property. He is a puppet. He is a pawn, just like a politician. And they utilizing him to carry out a mission. People talking about during the festival, during the concert, they was running up to him saying, hey, people are dead. There's bodies down here. White women. He's laughing. He's still performing. He's not phased. He's not bothered. That's mind control. That's MK Ultra. That's all of that type of stuff. That's them being in that so-called zone. That's how he's able to do that. Again, this could get a lot deeper than what I'm saying, but we're not going to put too much time and emphasis on it because, again, really don't care about Travis Scott. I'm just letting y'all know that these things go down. So that's mind control. That's mind control that most of these puppets in that industry are under. You know about MK Ultra. You know about mind control. There are a few other mind control projects out there, but MK Ultra is the most popular. How they got the Oklahoma City bomber and all of these individuals. How they get them to do what it is that they want them to do. They put them under these mind control programs. So a lot of your favorite entertainers on the mainstream level, they are part of these programs of mind control. So they can get these people to kill a bunch of people and not feel anything about it. That is mind control. They didn't have to put soldiers through the mind control. So this is something that's real in the field. They have done these things. They have done these things. But definitely look up the Oklahoma City bomber. Look him up. Look him up and associate it with mind control with MK Ultra, Timothy McVeigh. If you look up Timothy McVeigh, MK Ultra mind control, there you go. You're going to get a link. And that's going to lead you to dig a little bit deeper into mind control, into how they really do it. And how they initially started doing that, utilizing like Nazi scientists. So they brought the Nazis over here. The same Nazis that was just killing millions of the so-called white Jews. They brought those scientists over here and employed these scientists and had them conducting the mind control research and along with other types of research. So they took these wicked scientists that was just accused of all that wickedness over there. They brought them over here and made them richer. They brought Nazis over here and put them in the police force. They hired the Nazi scientists. They was giving the Nazis jobs around here. We fooled with the Nazis. You know what I'm saying? We was fooling with what the Nazis were doing. So we weren't looking at what the Nazis, what Hitler was over there doing and was like, oh, I can't believe that that's happening. We was like, no, we fool with that. Bring me some of those Nazis over here, man. Bring me some of those scientists over here. Bring me some up. Bring me some. Brandon, peace. What's happening? Prodigal, man. The only reason I'm keeping up with it, and like I said, I haven't listened to, I can't get through one entire verse of this dude without turning it off. That's why I ain't spending too much time on this particular situation. I would spend more time on one of your favorite artists, somebody like Jay-Z or something, breaking him down. But I'm not spending time on no Travis Scott trying to break down his whole situation. I just want to let people know that this type of stuff happens and it's normal. It's normal, like rituals, all that. Everything is a ritual. When you go to concerts, it don't take like, just because a lot of times we only start talking about these concerts being rituals and sacrifices when people die. Every time they perform, it is literally a ritual. Literally sacrifices are being made. They literally sucking the energy out of you or out of the people at these concerts. So these rituals, all of this type of stuff is happening every time they go on stage to perform. Literally, every time they perform, it is a ritual. It is a ritual. They are sucking the blood, what we call blood suckers of the poor. They are sucking the blood out of the crowd, and they are gaining from that energy. They are gaining from your energy when you are at these concerts, when you are at these shows. So it's all a ritual, and it don't take for people to die for it to be a ritual or a sacrifice. You coming there, being in that trance-like state is a sacrifice. You sacrificing your energy, and you may be sacrificing a bunch of other things that you don't even know. You relinquishing your power when you allow them to put you in a trance-like state. They hypnotizing you, no doubt, depending on who it is that's performing. So let's be real in the field here. This type of stuff goes on. And every time that somebody in this particular industry gives a performance, a ritual is happening. Sacrifices are being made. And again, it doesn't take a death for it to be considered a sacrifice. You can sacrifice in plenty of other ways and remain alive. So these people thrive off of your energy. They need for you to be hypnotized. They need for you to blindly tap into them, because if you were to actually listen to some of what they were saying, you would not rock with them. So they need to hypnotize you. They need to put you in that trance-like state in order for you to vibe to this garbage music. Because if you was in your right state of mind, you would not vibe to some of this trash music. So they got to put you in a trance-like state in order for you to rock with them in the first place. And I don't even care if most of the followers or most of the listeners are children. They still got to hypnotize the mind of a child, because deep down they know that they're not really saying much. They know that this music is garbage. They know that the music is garbage, but that's also part of their ritual. To get you to tap into something that's bad for your health, to get you to tap into something that's not productive, so we can get you to act a fool. So we got to disguise our trash message in the music by hypnotizing you through the beat and the chorus. That's how they get you. And we going to utter a bunch of nonsense throughout this song. And that's the ritual. We're going to utter this nonsense in this song, but we can't get you to focus on this nonsense. So we're going to hypnotize you with this beat and this chorus. So we got you. So we can tell you to do whatever it is that we want to tell you to do in these lyrics, in these verses. You play this joint backwards, it may give you a subliminal message. So we could get you to move how we want you to move. We just got to hypnotize you through the beat, through the chorus. Those are the main tools that they utilize. The beat, the chorus, to get people hypnotized to what's going on. Because if most of us paid attention to the lyrics, I'm talking about even teenagers, if we paid attention to what's really going on, we would understand that, man, this type of stuff is goofy. It's goofy, but they got us with the beat and they get us with the chorus. That's how they get you, man. That's how they get you. That's how they get you. Peace, peace to everybody that's just tapping in. Peace. What's the word? What's the word? So again, y'all got to understand that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us was breaking down music videos, Illuminatis and things. And again, man, I could do a whole other video about Illuminati, the misunderstanding there. But there is a powerful group of individuals that control these industries. And a lot of them do possess the label of what they would call a so-called Jew, but they do not want individuals talking about that. But these individuals are at the top when you start talking about the entertainment industry. So you got to watch them. Now, again, we know that they are not true Jews, but they possess the label themselves. They refer to themselves as Jews. So we know that this is an actual fact. They are at the top. If you start studying these industries, if you start studying the media outlets and you go up to the top, you're going to find those names like Goldberg and whatnot. You're going to find those white Jewish names. You're going to find those names. So best believe when people start connecting them to what's going on, it's an actual fact. But when you speak on that, again, they want to come out the woodworks and start labeling you a bunch of nonsense that you are not. Oh, you are anti-Semitic and things along those lines. When again, we are the original people of the planet Earth, and these white folks, they done been anti-us for so long, it's crazy. So they the real original anti-Semites and whatnot. But when we start revealing the truth and associating them with certain evils, then we get labeled anti-Semite, anti-white. They done been anti-original for how long? So again, we not falling victim to that nonsense, and we not going to be afraid to speak the truth to power. We are not afraid of these so-called Jews. We're not afraid of these white folks. We have to point out who is behind what's actually going on. And it is those white Jews or those white people at the top. That is who is putting the string in the back. That's who's controlling the puppet. That is literally who is controlling the pawn. It's these people that are control Hollywood, control the media. So this is an actual fact. That's who put the battery in their backs. So again, Travis Scott is a pawn. He is a puppet that's being controlled by these Jews, by these white folks, and he is fulfilling and carrying out their plan, their vision, their mission. He's doing it. He's doing it. Shantae, peace, what's happening? Javon, peace, what's the word? So again, nothing is new under the sun. Like I said, when you start studying these white folks and their culture, like I said, this is highly like Ozzy Osbourne and things along those lines. Man, we could get into naming some of these white bands and these white folks that have been a part of environments like this. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times they like to blame music that surrounds black people, that involves a black person, but they never want to highlight when the music that their artists have produced results in the same type of situation. Same type of situation. They never want to talk about it. But again, like I said, these are things that happen when it comes to music. You have rituals, you have things like sacrifices. And again, people don't have to die in order for something to be considered a sacrifice. People don't have to die in order for something to be considered a ritual. But if you don't think that these things go on in the music industry, then you are sadly mistaken. If you don't think that these things go on in Hollywood, you are sadly mistaken. Again, I'm not religious. And a lot of times when people talk about sacrifices and rituals, it revolves around some religious concept. But just me not being religious don't stop other people from believing in it. So a lot of these things do go down. Now, I'm not saying everything that goes on is a so-called sacrifice and ritual, but for the most part, when you have these performances, yes, a ritual is being performed. The whole process of them making their song is a ritual. The whole process of them making their song. Like I'm gonna go back to the origin. When people make their songs, if you've done music, when you make a song, one of the things, if you in mainstream America, when a song is being produced, the whole objective of that song is to get what? Is to get people to listen to it, correct? That's the main objective of a song when you're in mainstream America. Is it not to get streams? Is it not to get people to listen to the song? Would that not be the main objective? So if my main objective is to make a song or to make an album filled with songs that captivate the minds of the people, then how am I going into that process? I'm going into that process like, boom, what beat would these people like? What beat would captivate their minds? Then what am I going to say after that? I need a catchy hook. These are some of the first things that you are going to think about when making a song with the whole objective is how can I get a large number of people to listen? You want a large number of people to listen to the song. Large number of people, talking about millions. We ain't talking about an underground person that we focus on the lyrics. I want to get people to listen to what I'm saying. We're not talking about those individuals. We're talking about the individual that's targeting mainstream America. When you're targeting mainstream America, you trying to get millions of people to tap into your song. So you focus on two things. I need to have a beat that everybody is going to like, that the people are going to like, they're going to be able to dance to. And I need a catchy hook. That right there in and of itself is ritualistic. I need a hook and I need a beat that is going to basically distract the people from this, the lack of skill that I have in regards to actually MCing, rapping, whatever we want to refer to it as. So what's a catchy beat? Or what's a powerful beat? And what's a catchy hook? So this is how you going into the process. You going into the whole process with the mindset of how can I hypnotize these people through this music to get them to purchase my music, to get them to stream my music, to get them to view and listen to my music, to get them to dance to my music. That's all ritualistic. If you don't take that type of approach, you're probably not going to sell much in mainstream America. So the whole point of a lot of these musical artists is to hypnotize these folks, put them in these trances, to get them to vibe to their music. So again, stop acting like these things don't exist simply because you may not believe in them. Simply because you may not believe in them. Like I said, you not believing in it don't make it untrue. Just because you don't subscribe to it doesn't mean that it's not happening out here. And again, I've talked about rituals for a long time. I've talked about rituals and sacrifices. Listen, our ancestors, some of our ancestors did perform sacrifices, perform rituals. Again, some of these rituals and sacrifices were performed in their eyes for the greater good. Some of the rituals and sacrifices were performed to do bad. So sacrifices and rituals are not new. This has been happening. And we already know that they have studied our culture. They have studied our culture. So they got the rituals and sacrifices from African cultures. They have just taken them joints and they are using it for destruction. They are using it for bad. It's almost like somebody studying voodoo or doom, hoodoo, whatever you want to refer to it as. That's like somebody studying that and associating it with evil. That lets me know you don't have the correct understanding of it. You can use it for evil. You can use it for good. But if you use it for evil, then it's reciprocity. You got to deal with what's going to come back to you. You got to deal with the consequences. But you can take this voodoo and you can use it for good or bad, just like you can do with anything else. Rituals and sacrifices are the same way. You can perform rituals and listen, when you get up in the morning, you have a what? A morning routine, aka a ritual. That morning routine or ritual can either bring you some good back or some bad back, depending on what the ritual is. So when I start talking about rituals in Hollywood and people start making it seem like we talking about something spooky, that's letting me know you do not know your history. Your ancestors performed sacrifices and rituals. And these white folks got a hold of it and they start taking it and they start doing bad with it. Now, some of our people did bad with it as well. That's how we knew the power of the rituals and the sacrifices. So what you have witnessed is a ritual utilized for destruction. That's what you have realized. It's almost like somebody utilizing the law of attraction for something that's negative. All of this type of stuff is possible. So when people start acting like things are far-fetched, is left field, that's letting me know again, we afraid to go beyond the surface. This is common. This type of stuff is common. Music being used as a ritual, as a tool for sacrifices and things like that is common, man. It's common. It is common. When our ancestors performed their sacrifices, when they would sacrifice a goat or something like that, what would they be doing? What would be included in the ritual? Music. They beating on drums. That was always included in the ritual. Music was always a part of a ritual, of a sacrifice. Music was always, for the most part, a part of the process. So again, that is why music is closely associated with rituals, with sacrifices. Again, people hear the terms ritual and sacrifice and automatically think something that's negative. No. Again, you can use these things positivity, you can use these things for negativity. Sometimes, listen, the word sacrifice. Sometimes you have to sacrifice in order to manifest the life that you want to live. Again, sacrifice in and of itself is not something that's bad, but you can use it for something that's bad. Listen, if I got some small babies, right? And I said, and it's danger. And let's say I got 2 small children, and it's something that's threatening our livelihood. And I done lived a long life. And it's either gonna be I come out alive and they die, or vice versa. What I'm gonna do, I'm going to sacrifice my life so that they can live, because I didn't already live. That doesn't make that right there is me utilizing a sacrifice in a positive manner. So again, not all sacrifices are bad, not all sacrifices are good, but you can definitely utilize sacrifices to do bad, to do evil. And that is what they tend to do in these industries. But sacrificing and rituals and all of that is a normal part of these industries. It's actually a normal part of your life. You just do not realize it. We speak in these terms every day. We just use terms like routine. And we actually use the word sacrifice. We know that we're making sacrifices. So again, people, we gotta understand these things. When you have bad intentions and you perform some of these rituals, sacrifices with bad intentions, that is terrible. That is terrible. And again, the law of reciprocity states that this is going to come back bad on you. This is going to come back bad on you. So again, I just wanted to let it be known and build on the fact that these sacrifices and rituals in the music industries is not a music industry, is not a conspiracy theory, is none of that. It's real life. It's an actual fact. And it's not far-fetched, it's not left field, because rituals and sacrifices have been a long part of our lives. Come on, been a long part of our lives. And you can use this stuff for good, you can use this stuff for bad. Just like you could take the law of attraction and use it for good or bad, and think manifestation, whatever you want to refer to it as, we can utilize these things for good, we can utilize these things for bad. Again, but it's happening. It's real in the field. It's real in the field. Is real in the field. When they started studying Aleister Crowley, a lot of your favorite artists studied Aleister Crowley. Due to knowledge to Aleister Crowley. Due to knowledge to how wicked he was. Due to knowledge to how wicked he was. That's Jay-Z rocked with Aleister Crowley. You know what I'm saying? So due to knowledge to some of these individuals that they make some of them study. Due to knowledge to them. Due to knowledge to him. Due to knowledge to him. Aleister Crowley is big in that particular industry. Big in that industry, man. A lot of people do as thou wilt, I believe, is the phrase. And again, we that's when we start tapping into people like the Beatles, some of these white groups. You know what I'm saying? But they don't like to mention these groups. They don't like to mention when things go south when it's white people performing. They gonna not overly highlight it, because again, lives were lost. But they gonna really put an emphasis on it when it's a black person performing, or we have black performers. They gonna do that. TJAI for sure. For sure. So again, I just wanted to touch bases with everybody, let y'all know, hey, these sacrifices and all this type of stuff, man, is happening. It's real in the field. It's been real. It's been happening. Nothing new under the sun. MC Peace, what's happening? And just, yeah, hey, Jelani Day, that's a whole new video. Not like, yeah, and that too, and then the whole situation at Howard still. You know what I'm saying? The whole situation at Howard. That's why I'm only giving this particular subject matter about 35, 40 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Because we got more pressing issues at hand. We already know the science behind a lot of these rituals and the wickedness of the music industry. So that's about 35 to 40 minutes. We got more pressing matters at hand. You know what I'm saying? Like how our babies are getting treated and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna put more pressure on them in regards to that. You know what I'm saying? We got people that still in these, we got babies that still in these prisons getting killed and they covering it up and things along those lines. So you know what I'm saying? We got more pressing matters. We got more pressing matters than people tapping into somebody that's trash musically, you know? So we just wanted to build on the actual fact that the rituals, the sacrifices, that's still a thing. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a phase back in the day when people were studying this whole Illuminati thing in connection to the music industry. And again, that's a whole nother subject in and of itself. But it's not a fact like this stuff, it didn't go anywhere just because people stopped talking about it. It's stuff that still happens, as you have witnessed. You know what I'm saying? So it's still a reality. It's still real in the field. It's still real in the field, but on to more pressing issues and matters. Because I'm not tapping in. Like I said, I don't even listen to Travis Scott. Like I've never been able to finish a song that he's been on. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm going somewhere, when I I go to a concert or something, man, it's gonna be pure consciousness, pure positivity. That's people using their art form to perform good. That's when I would go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? That's when I'm gonna tap in. That's when you may get me in attendance. When it's one of those vibes. Chrissy Peace, what's happening? Oh, Lindell, for sure. For sure. Dean, Peace, what's happening? But of course, I got a few books. I didn't bring some of those books out. Yeah, I didn't bring any of those books out in regards to the symbolism and all of this good stuff. I didn't bring any of those books out, man. I ain't bring any of those books out because it ain't even got that deep yet. We may do that in the future, but man, it's a lot of books that I used to read back in the day. Oh, Tavon, man, if you ain't to listen to K Reno by this time yet, as much as I mentioned that, man, they just ain't gonna never listen to him at that point. I think I done mentioned K Reno name like a million times on these streams as far as being one of my favorite artists. He got a million songs, man, that I could tap into. Surface Dwellers, Grand Deception. That was like the first song that put me on. Grand Deception, Surface Dwellers, when he was just letting y'all know the truth. He went in on that Grand Deception, though. That was the first joint I ever heard from that dude. Surface Dwellers, No Redemption. All of these songs where he's just going in. Going in. But he got a lot of songs where he going in, man. MC, I fool with Larry June, man. You know, Larry June always talking about keeping things organic. Way to go, Larry, and things along those lines, man. He always trying to instill some positivity, man. So I already know about Larry June, for sure. You know, but I have mentioned a lot of K Reno, man. So like he got some songs, man, that, like I said, Grand Deception was the first song, and I was like, this the type of music that I'm on. You know what I'm saying? And people like Killer Priest, when they came out with the song Bible and One Step, things along those lines, I was like, all right, cool. I was like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like Killer Priest, K Reno, Cambada, like these are some of my guys, man. These are some of my guys. Immortal Technique, when he used to go hard. I was tapping into all of them. I was tapping into all of them, plus some other folks like Hellraiser and all of that type of stuff, man. These are dudes, Shabazz the Disciple. These are individuals, man, that was letting you know how the game go. Yeah, 4 Elements, Jay Electronica. Yeah, man, listen. Don't need I ain't even finna give y'all my favorite Jay Electronica quote. Wayne, hey, who is your sister if you don't mind me asking? Cause I know so many people I don't be knowing. Lorenzo, yeah, hey, K Reno is, hey, that's my man. That's my man, Dead Prez, you know what I'm saying? The Let's Get Free album, that right there, man, just put me on game. That right there put me on game. You know what I'm saying? Dead Prez, Let's Get Free album put me on game. You know what I'm saying? That's when I started changing up how I was eating. So again, this is the music being used for the good that they're not gonna highlight. You know what I'm saying? Like I just named a bunch of artists, Cannabis, things along those lines. Man, I can keep naming. I can keep naming as far as some of the musical artists that have been banging, that kind of been banging on the beats, man. That of course they not gonna get their proper justice or their proper recognition and whatnot. But it's plenty of them. It's plenty of them, man, that tried to give us the game, man. They tried to give us the game. They not being recognized for it. Lupe Fiasco at one point, you know what I'm saying, was really in his so-called bag, exposing his system, exposing the government. They weren't liking that. You know, yeah, Yasin, you know, all these individuals, man. All these individuals, man, and tried to put us on, man. They didn't try to, you know what I'm saying, educate us, man, when it comes to the music, man. So again, like I said, man, it's been out here. Then you got a lot of the reggae artists, man. Reggae is a powerful brand of music in regards to them letting you know about these white folks, Babylon and whatnot. You know, they that's what they be on. So that's the type of vibe that I would be on in regards to music. Those are the vibes that I'm on. I'm not about to go out for some nonsense. You know what I'm saying? But again, that music is not targeted towards a person such as myself. It's targeted more towards the youth. You know what I'm saying? So they not trying to get a person like me to listen to Travis Scott. They know I ain't listening to no Travis Scott. They trying to get the 15-year-olds. They trying to get the early to mid 20s. They trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? So they trying to get the more impressionable minds, and that's easy to do. That's easy for them to do. They not trying to get somebody such as myself to listen to Travis Scott. So I'm not the target market for that particular individual. They say we gonna get the babies, we gonna get the children. And when we get the babies, when we get the children, then we can we can hypnotize them. We can do all of that. Oh, your son. Yeah, that's why I said that's why I said Lupe at a point of time was banging on the system. Lupe didn't start getting on some weirdo stuff just like Talib Kweli. Talib Kweli also got jabbed up. But Lupe been kind of going hard at first. I didn't know if he was trolling or not in reference to the jab. I was a little confused. But Talib Kweli and Lupe are some dudes that the music back in the day was on point lyrically. And then like on social media, they just on some weird nonsense. Like Lupe a lot of times be on some weird stuff when it comes to his social media presence. Same with Talib Kweli. And sometimes, you know what I'm saying, it's one of those things where I hate that I hate that I followed some of these cats on social media because it changed my whole outlook on them as a person. You know, Talib Kweli, man, respect his music, but then when this dude is online, man, it's annoying. So that just changed my whole outlook on him as a person. But Lupe started talking weird about the jab, and I was like, man, you got to be trolling. But I'm assuming, or I don't think I assumed, but I found out that he was like dead serious. So I was like, okay, so that's what we on out here. So I'm gonna just tap into your old music when you was on point. When you was on point, that's when I'm gonna tap into that. Just he called himself Cactus Jack. What do he even call himself Cactus Jack for? I see somebody mention AZ. Yeah, AZ one of the goats. AZ one of the goats. If I seen somebody, yeah, AZ is one of the goats for sure. Yeah, Magic. I wouldn't be surprised, man. It don't take much to pay these people off. It don't take much. It don't take much to pay people off. Talib Kweli done probably been paid off. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. A lot of people in the so-called conscious community that been paid off. Everybody got their little price. I ain't up for sale though, man. You ain't about to pay. You ain't about to all of us. Listen, if you all of a sudden hear me get on these platforms and start talking about the jab in a positive manner, you already know I done been paid. Y'all done been compromised. Some of that stuff be that obvious. You look up and a dude that you know knows better is all of a sudden pushing toxicity, pushing some nonsense. They have been paid off. They have been compromised. I'm not going out like that. I ain't going out like that, man. Listen, integrity is everything with me, man. Stand for something or fall for anything. I stand for some things, man. So if you trying to offer me money that goes against my morals and principles, not happening. Not happening. Teaching AI, man. When I talked about that song, I got that video, got me put in YouTube jail for 7 days. My boy Antonio for sure. If they approach you, they feel like they can flip you. 100%. 100%. The only time they're gonna approach the unapproachable is when they have, like, when that's the last resort. 4 Elements. Oh yeah, the guy. Oh yeah, King's Son, Poor Righteous Teachers, Brand Nubian. Shout out to Wise Intelligent Show. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, most definitely the guys, man. Most definitely. Lakim Shabazz. They don't even get me started. Oh, definitely influenced the kid right there. Paris. If y'all don't know about Paris, that's another rap. Now he used to go hard on the system. If you don't know anything about Paris, he's a rapper from California. His whole vibe is to go against the system. And he was with the Nation of Islam at a point in time. But Paris, man, and Cam, K-A-M, it's another person to listen to. You know what I'm saying? His early work, the song Holiday Madness, or Have You Not Celebrating Any Holiday. You know what I'm saying? It'll have you not celebrating anything. Holiday Madness by Cam, that's the song. Listen to that entire album. Oh, Jamar, you already know. I know. Yeah, X-Clan, Brand Nubian, all of these, man. Sadat, Grand Puba, Lord Jamar, peace to them. But man, I can do a whole video about music that slept on, man, from all walks of life, man. You know what I'm saying? Rakim, don't forget about Rakim, man. Rakim, I mean, don't forget about him. Don't forget about the original GOAT. But yeah, Jamar, man, I'm a big fan of Texas music. Like K Reno, that's Texas music. Scarface, my favorite rapper alive. That's Texas music. Zero, one of my mans, like Zero is somebody else I listen to. That's Texas. Chamillionaire is one of the most underrated minds on the planet. As far as a brilliant mind, people talk about how smart Kanye is, how much of a genius Kanye is. Chamillionaire is right up there with Kanye as far as so-called being a genius. But don't nobody talk about Chamillionaire. But Chamillionaire, that's Texas. You know what I'm saying? So I fool with the Texas sound heavy. But Chamillionaire don't get enough credit. Don't get enough credit. Put some respect on their names, man. Put some respect on Chamillionaire's name, man. Chamillionaire is a genius. Chamillionaire is a big genius. Big genius. He was ahead of the game when it comes to technology. He was ahead of the game in regards to putting his music on the internet presence. Yeah, Jamar, UGK don't even we ain't even gotta discuss UGK. We already know. We already know UGK. RIP to Pimp. But man, a lot of my favorite artists come from down south, whether it's either Texas or Louisiana. That's where a lot of my favorite artists come from. So man, you already know. I know the Texas sound like the I know the Texas sound big time. A person that had that sound, that really had that sound, that was recent, that was younger, that was recently killed, was Mo3. He had that Texas sound down pat. Then I'm gonna even get to the underground, like Big Mo, all of these individuals, Fat Pat. Like, man, I fool with Texas rap. You know what I'm saying? I'm like them. I fool with that big time. But Mo3 was one of the recent ones that had that sound down pat. And he was just killed, man. He was, you know what I'm saying? He was putting a lot of the wrong energy into his music. And that ended up kind of coming back to harm him. But he had the sound. You know what I'm saying? The harmony. He had the sound, man. He had the sound for sure. FS, Kendrick Lamar. I don't necessarily listen to Kendrick like that religiously, like people think that I do, but I don't have a problem with him. I don't have a problem with him. I just don't listen to him like that. But I mean, I don't really have a problem with his music. It's just I don't go out of my way to listen to him like people think that I do or I should. But I don't have a problem with Kendrick though. I listen to everything that he can put out for sure. But I don't listen to him religiously. Like he's not one of like my favorite artists or whatnot. A person that's in that mix with like a Kendrick and J. Cole that a lot of people don't talk about that I like personally is Big Crit. You know, I will fool with a Big Crit and just some slept on dudes that a lot of people don't know about. It's like I'm gonna give y'all some rappers and then I got to go. Like Sky Zoo, listen to him, and Fashawn, he's also pretty dope. Listen to them two cats, man. They pretty nice with the pen, man. But Big Crit is definitely my dude for sure. But y'all, man, with that being said, man, I gotta make my move, man. I gotta head on over to this gym, man. I appreciate this dialogue. I would have went a little bit harder on it, but man, it's not necessary, man. We ain't listening to Travis Scott. That's that trash. When it's somebody that makes more sense, we'll tap in. But Travis Scott, we ain't gonna drop the game like that. We ain't gonna drop. Yeah, oh yeah, Brandon. Hey, Trey the Truth. My goodness, I mentioned some Texas rappers and forgot Trey the Truth. I'm glad you said that before I left. Trey the Truth is my dude. That's my dude. And 4 Elements, Master H for sure. Shout out to Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, all them individuals as well too. Devin the Dude again, man. I'm tripping. I'm missing a lot of people, but yeah, Devin the Dude for sure. But y'all, with that being said, man, I wish I had more time to chop it up. I got to hit this roll. I'm going to try to tap in with y'all again tomorrow, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of this Monday. I'm out, y'all. Peace.